Hello everyone, and I thought I could do some audio work today, and I'm very busy as of now, and I thought simply some of the words in anatomy I just read out, and I could just move on to physiology. I thought, but still if I start with physiology, it will be I need to have a face look, and so we'll go to the humerus. So um, so we had the upper end of the humerus, and we have the anatomical neck. So the line separating the head from the rest of the upper end is called the anatomical neck. And the intertubercular sulcus has the medial and the lateral lips, and these are a part of the real anatomical what the author has seen about the organisms. So anatomy just means study about the dead and the unlively creatures. So it not only means that the dead human being, the dead animal, it also means the form of living which exists between the humans and the earth. So the earth is completely an unmovable, dead, unlively structure, and next, from the earth, it comes the it comes the water, and the mass, the coral mass, the land, and small creatures, the organisms. So first which arises the organ. So these organs likewise in the body, human body, are not partially developed. These organs are completely developed, and each has its unique nature. As of it has a skin, it has its own heart, it has its a few of a systems, and these are stated as lips. So the medial and lateral lips. So in a conch we have the medial and the lateral lip of the the snail, and so something like that. And we have the surgical neck. So these are about the zoological terms which represent the anatomical structures, the anatomical organs. We can't say it as an organism. When it comes to pathology, the organisms start. So we just are starting by the organs. So during our 11th standard, during our biology, the botany and the zoology, we just started about the classification and diverse about the animal kingdom. And now here we are given a merit so that we learn about different kinds in a surprise. So no one would have wondered that this anatomical neck and the surgical neck, because all were in a furry, but the author remembers us. He is very thankful since we have paid him during that time, and he is in gratitude towards us this time. And it's a very beautiful, and we are very thankful to the author. So not everyone in the world are able to learn everything in the world. Only a few of us who are blessed by the author is very much learnable. Even 1,000 people may buy this book, but only 10 in 1,000 would understand what's the author written. And next we have the shaft. we have the upper one third of the anterior border, which forms the lateral lip of the intertubercular sulcus, and we have the deltoid tuberosity, and he is stating that the lower half of the anterior border is smooth and round. And so he just if he is us, if he was me, he would have just skipped off all these. He would have stated only about the entire bone and one and only of the bone. He would have finished in a half a page, but he is very much concerned about everything in the world, so he is very appreciable. And in the middle part, it is interrupted by the radius and the spiral groove and the lateral border, and we have the upper part of the medial border, which forms the medial lip of the intertubercular sulcus and the medial supracondylar ridge. So we'll go again to the upper end. We'll see the topics given and guess the organs, the smaller lower organisms about it. So in the upper end, he has given the head, the line, the anatomical neck, and the greater tubercle, the intertubercular sulcus, and the surgical neck. And luckily I have underlined about the medial and lateral lips, so it is absolutely the conch he is mentioning about. And we have the shaft next. So in the shaft he is saying about the upper one third of the anterior border, and the deltoid tuberosity, the lateral border, radial or spiral groove, and the medial supracondylar ridge. So the borders he has mentioned. So I have underlined the lateral lip of the intertubercular sulcus because that is a word we don't know. It's about again maybe a clam. So usually this close and open type of a clam, and there are surfaces also. He has mentioned the borders and surfaces also. So on the clam there is an eye on the clam, and you have to insert the knife into the eye to make the clam dead. So like the Medusa's head and the story of this Odysseus, so something like that. And surfaces he has mentioned the anterolateral surface, and the V-shaped deltoid tuberosity, and the anteromedial surface, and the nutrient foramen, and the posterior surface, oblique ridge. So even when I was reading, I was in a hurry. And also to an extent I don't know about these clams. So it was the time we were left in the middle of the forest and made to round 10 times with our eyes tied, so that we don't know anything, whoever is going to hide or whoever is going to find us. It was something like what to be read in the book is of the England origin, and the what we have in the lifetime, the practical side of the life or the free side of the life in our daily day life. We were of Indian type, and mostly we were familiar only to this chicken, mutton, fish and all. So we did not have these we have these clams and all of these squids and all, but it is not cultivated much. It is not. And it's like I also have thought, I have seen a chicken and I have thought like chopping its head and cooking it and eating it. But it was false. Actually, they do magic when they chop its head off in the festivals, in the local festivals, in the temple festivals. They actually cut down the goat's head in front of us, and it really looks like the goat's head has been really cut off. So but even though I do not have that fear of eating it, but to a certain um, then only but for sure, I know for sure the anatomical teachers who dissect. So I was in the veterinary college, so I was studying arts college. In the previous of the college when I was studying. So it was my first college in Gloonie. So the practical part of it was learning was I was thought about, but I know for sure it is not the real goat or like the real chicken, because these anatomical persons are from Egypt, and their language I don't know, and my language they could understand only a few but they used to cut during the festivals, they used to get the big goat. It must be about some 20 to 30 kgs almost. So it's a huge, about some 6 feet to 10 feet like tall, and it is usually hung in the the balcony in the top floor. So there, and I used to go that morning early. I used to get up, and I'm very much very much interested. So they used to teach me. For the teaching purpose itself, they used to stay with me for 2 hours, about 2 to 3 hours. We used to sit in the morning. Once in a year we used to do that, learn veterinary anatomy, and so they are my friends and all, and so they used to teach me the outer layer of skin and how to cut it, how to use the knife, and so they use a knife very stylish form, and the outer skin, how do they take the fur coat out, the outer skin, and that's why I'm able to explain the anatomy very easily. The skin is the after the furry coat we have the ligamentic coat of the goat, the lamb. So the ligaments in the lamb play a very important role after the fur coat. So it's a very interesting anatomy, so that we learn more about the ligaments. So the ligamentic coat, we need to cut open the ligamentic coat of the lamb to enter into the meat part of it. So then what we do is first cut open the ligamentic coat, give an abdominal incision. Then what they do is they enter into the organs first. So first they don't touch the rib. The rib is not touched. First the abdomen is touched. So then what they do, they first remove the intestine. So first, after removing the intestine, what do they do is they immediately take it off, and put in a bucket of water, so that the entire intestinal contents are there, and they empty the intestine. One of the person has to take care of the intestine so that it is made clean. So the intestinal contents are emptied twice or thrice. You mean, what is the content of the intestine? You must have really seen it in the Port Blair. So it's the Edelweiss. I mean, the snail in the Port Blair is called the Edelweiss. So the sea, you would have seen that. I just went through the Andaman's port. So I was just surfing, what is there. So I just saw the Waterick lane in the road path. So if even the road is laid, the water is above the road. You could see the clear water, and on the sides of the road we have this greens which the goats eat. So that greenish part of the that is it's about and they sell it also, this herb like thing from that is a flower of the herb, and this greener part these goat eat, and the flower is the something like a rosemary or something like that. So these plants are full of seaweeds, and so after the intestine is cut, we have the the small intestine and the large intestine. They just take off the liver. So second is the liver. So what do they do with the liver? They just cut off, and it is somewhat bloodish, and they just keep the liver apart. So let's continue with the lower end, and I'll say about the veterinary anatomy coming on. So the lower end is that we have the capitulum, the trochlea, the medial epicondyle, the lateral epicondyle, the sharp lateral margin, the coronoid fossa, the radial fossa, and the olecranon fossa. So so there are different names and given. So it's like the capitulum. The capitulum means a capital. It's a top. A capital is on the top. And lum means which is jelly in like a substance. So this capitulum is like on the top, and a jelly like substance which acts as a leverage. So then we have the trochlea. So trochlea is derived from the trachea. So trochlea and the trachea, maybe like similar bones. We have the trachea, similar name, and the trochlear surface, and so we have the carrying angle of the trochlea, and we have so like I thought I finished up to radius, I think. So we'll see in the next video. Thank you.